Hey guys, good morning. Red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just joining, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe below and enable notifications. Click the bell. Leave that awesome like on the video, man. The fans are making fun. Flamengo fans are teasing Gerson about Cruzeiro's defeat. Look, that's how soccer is, right? Cruzeiro lost to Democrata, my friends. Last night, Cruzeiro lost to Democrata. You're just getting here now, man. That's right. It's Gerson's debut, right? Cruzeiro lost to Democrata, right? I'm going to start here first before saying anything else. Just look at the comments. Something really funny is happening at Gerson's debut. And the other guy here, what's the excuse? Gerson wasn't Brazil's top midfielder. He even fades against Democrata. Then the profile that talks about Cruzeiro says something really annoying is happening at Mineirão. We're losing to the mighty Democrata de Governador Valadares, right here at Mineirão. Someone responded that it's Gerson's debut, similar to getting beaten by Democrata. This giant is meant to be America's champion, but they'll never be Flamengo. Then Cruzeiro's little horse, we lost. Look at that, huh? We lost. I thought Gerson would crush it since he's so good, haha. But it was Fagner's mistake and Brian's goal. Cruzeiro 0, Democrata 1. So guys, where's Gerson? Yeah, my friends, it started, huh? It started, gotta deal with it. The guys are already suffering. This teasing never ends, right, man? There's no way around it. Wasn't it the almighty Cruzeiro, Gerson, Caio Jorge? Look, if they don't win anything, it's going to start. The pressure is going to start, huh? It's going to start. And look, I see a lot of people making fun. Also, Fernando Diniz, I just want to invite you. Who's here? Who's arriving early, man? Today is your big chance. 1 million Rees. You have it in the Million Peaks. A benefits club where you can earn points, exchange them for products, experiences, and on top of that, instant prizes of up to 20,000 Rees. Scratch and win. It speaks in your account, and besides that, you have 1 million reais. Tonight, you're competing for 1 million reais in the Million Peaks. So I'll leave the QR code on the screen for you to take advantage of. Yeah, today is the day, the big day. Check it out. Diniz's statement became a topic among journalists after the Flamengo and Vasco match. Check it out. In the press conference, he admitted the rival dominated the first half, but stressed his team balanced things out. Up until the moment midfielder Barros was sent off 5 minutes into the second half. Yeah, and then, man, several journalists spoke out on social media, right? And they criticized Diniz, right? Look, a lot of people, right? Claiming Flamengo didn't dominate Vasco is nonsense. It's true, just making excuses, right? But that's typical Diniz. Diniz, hey, he has some delusions, you know, all that tiki-taka stuff, right? There's no point trying to justify yesterday's result based on the red card, because even with 11 players, they were already losing. They were just trying to limit the damage and hoping for luck. Yeah, others are saying that watching yesterday's match and coming to that conclusion is scary. Yeah, and many of these Vasco fans, for example, look here, this Vasco fan here is totally disconnected from reality. Fernando Diniz, whom I've defended many times, has a stubborn streak that sometimes irritates the fans. So even Vasco fans, even Vasco journalists are saying that Fernando Diniz is delusional and talking a lot of nonsense. Mauro Cesar Pereira said the following: I think the game says a lot about Vasco, right? About Fernando Diniz too, who did very badly. It was something really overwhelming. Flamengo's goalkeeper made no saves while Leo Jardim was outstanding. Otherwise, the score could have been 3 or 4-0. But, Mauro? But there were 10 saves, with 5 of them being tough ones. Just think about that here, okay? Yeah, if you think about it, the goalkeeper also had some tough saves in the game, okay? But it could have easily been 5 or 6. In the last 35 games, Flamengo won 20, Vasco 2, and the rest were draws. In March, Vasco will play in the Classic. It's scary, and this is starting to go beyond the field. In 2013, Flamengo raised funds and paid debt to reorganize, while Vasco turned into a Sociedade Anônima do Futebol. Then they sell Rayan, and instead of settling the accounts, they sign players worth millions of euros. The club is under judicial recovery and isn't doing anything to change that. They'll fall way behind with this attitude. The Sociedade Anônima do Futebol mindset doesn't help. Without wanting to do proper management, and on top of that, Flamengo is signing players. They don't want to make sacrifices, but Flamengo did. Oh, but they just came close. Then, after a year or so, they won a Copa do Brasil in 2013, but besides that, they were just coming close. People made fun of them a lot, but Flamengo did what they had to do and succeeded. Okay, so what now? I wanted to take the chance to criticize, man. It's impressive how these regionalist outlets, these websites that love to root against Flamengo, and they keep talking. When Palmeiras wins by losing 3-0. Palmeiras loses 3-0. They say Palmeiras stumbles and so on. Palmeiras wins by 1-0 and they talk. Verdão wins a tough game but wins the match and is doing well in the championship. Flamengo beats Vasco by 1-0, but it could have been 7, 8, 6, 7, or 8 because it was a thrashing with few goals, a thrashing of 1-0, a thrashing of 1-0, because Flamengo completely dominated. The only thing missing was more goals. And then the guys use CNN with starters. Look, that wasn't the main squad. Flamengo had a mixed team, but look at the headline, man. The headline. Look at this. CNN's headline with starters. Flamengo takes advantage of Vasco's red card and gets their first win of the year. It's a classic marked by a red card for Cauã Barros. That's just shameless, man. That's really shameless, bro. It's so shameless. I can't believe it. CNN Sports, a report like this makes me sick. That's shameless. With their starters, Flamengo took advantage of Vasco's red card and won the first Clásico dos Milhões, marked by a red card for Cauã Barros, marked by a red card, marked by a beautiful performance from Flamengo, who crushed Vasco. You guys are biased. It should be forbidden to have a news portal and do something like this, man. This is a shame. CNN, it's a shame. Okay, I'm really impressed by this now. While you guys are going to watch images of Flamengo's training, this training session preparing for the match against Fluminense. Flamengo trains again today, right? They also train tomorrow and Saturday. Flamengo has already trained. Images from Flamengo television. Are you watching the images from Flamengo television from Mango's training? And we have some important information here. According to the second portal Globo Esporte, and we even did a better investigation about this, Flamengo will face Fluminense with the main team, okay? The plan states Felipe Luis and his group will remain active. Danilo de la Cruz and Jorginho Arrascaeta remain unavailable, and it's uncertain if they'll be included. The cases will be evaluated, but the idea is to have them in better shape later on, okay? Will there be some control over that? Regarding minutes, Andrew might make his debut, and Leo Ortiz is likely to be a starter, okay? Luis Araujo and Samuel Lino may see increased playing time and could start. We brought this information that Flamengo should have some changes in the starting lineup in the team that will take the field, right? Because Felipe is making a plan to balance the players' playing time. For example, some players like Leo Pereira played. Vitão didn't play until the end of last year, since Inter only played until the end of the Brazilian Championship. He also didn't play in the Brazil Cup or Club World Cup. Vitão, Andrew might get some playing time too. Leo Ortiz, who didn't play in this game, might also get a few minutes, right? We might have Alan, some players who didn't get many minutes, Michael and other players who were gradually used in 2025. They might get opportunities now in this game against Fluminense, right? Playing at Maracanã on Sunday. Some players who didn't have many opportunities in 2025. All right, then Flamengo with this plan from Felipe Luis to take advantage of this moment, which was supposed to be preseason, without making it too traumatic, right? So these players can start playing, help Flamengo as well, right? Because Flamengo, whether you like it or not, needed to get back to winning, right? Getting back to winning was very important, especially because Flamengo is still in 5th place in the Carioca Championship. They must beat Fluminense this Saturday and Sampaio Correa to qualify. After that, things become easier, especially if they qualify. If they have to play that round robin, they'll have 2 more games than they would if they played the quarterfinals, semifinals, and final of the Carioca Championship. Is that right then? The plan is to give more playing time in 2025 and now against Vasco to those who haven't played yet. Arrascaeta, Jorginho, and others might also be included. But it's likely they'll still be held back for the next game against Sampaio Correa, or maybe after that because they're players Flamengo wants to preserve. To have a good year in 2026, and speaking of preseason, this statement from Emerson Royal is very important. When I do preseason and the season, I perform much better. I trained during vacation. Even though my wife wanted to travel, I insisted on spending 15 days working. And then he's making it clear, when I do the preseason, I can deliver much more. So Emerson Royal got into trouble with his wife, right? With his wife. He got into trouble with his wife. To dedicate himself to his professional year, to his year at Flamengo. And man, he didn't start badly, did he? Emerson Royal did really well in this game against Vasco, a different player already. You can tell when someone's really dedicated, right? And what about Flamengo? What's important? Flamengo made a guide for players to follow during vacation so they'd return with less impact from the break, right? That's really important. Flamengo managed to come back from vacation without the physical part being too affected. Yeah, look, we had Pascal, man, Osvaldo Pascal from Entertainment and Sports Programming Network talking. It's unbelievable. Flamengo could bring Paquetá back, but in my opinion, Gerson is a better player than Paquetá. Yeah, he even started off really well against Democrata, right? It's from the 63 kilos of clean sirloin series, right? Rodriguinha better than Arrascaeta. Gerson is better than Paquetá. Try sleeping with that on your mind, right? And yesterday we had the no more lies. The Joker arrived. The Joker arrived losing. That's it. I invite you to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like the video. Brunegas, greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks. I'm going to wrap up here, reminding you to secure your million picks. Get it right now, and remember, it's 100% regulated by SUSEP. We're together. Big hug. Brunegas, greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks. Bye.